What's up everyone, it's Gonna Boy here and we are back in RPG Maker MV, and this episode we'll be going over creation of classes. So let's go into our database here, and as you can see we've got classes here, and let's create a new class. So change our maximum to 5, and I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I will mention this now. All of these different things that take these variables, or whatever you want to call them, can hold up to 2,000. So we can have 2,000 classes, 2,000 skills, 2,000 items. Not all of them, not 2,000 together, but 2,000 of each. So they're all separate, 2,000 of each one of these. So yeah, you can have quite a lot of stuff. Anyway, let's get into the classes now. So right here we have the name of the class. So let's just name maybe Ranger. There we go. And then over here we have Exp Curve. So what this is how much experience points are needed to level up. So here is the two next levels. So to go from level 1 to level 2 we need 50 XP. To go from level 2 to level 3 we need 112 XP. Then here is total. So at level 2 is 50 XP, level 3 is 162 XP, and level 99 is that big ass number. And you know, this might be a lot of XP or this might be very little. It all depends on how much XP you reward the player within your game. If you reward very little XP, then the chances of getting to level 99 currently, next to impossible. If you reward a lot of XP, then maybe they can level to 99 really quick. And so you can change this curve by using these different sliders down here. So now the base value determines, you know, as it says, the base value. So you can see here, level 1, in order to get to level 2 we need 50 XP. Well, where's that coming from? Well, the base value is 30 and the extra value is 20. So we get rid of extra value. As you can see, it takes 30 XP to go up a level. So that's the base value. Then the extra value is how much is added on pretty much after that, and it'll be more extravagant the further you go on. And then there's these two accelerations. And so that was a little bit confusing. It's hard to explain what they do really, but you get it. You'll fill around with it and you'll get it. So acceleration A is, you can pretty much think of there as a hinge here and a hinge here for acceleration A and B. So if I mess with the first hinge, which will be here, it will affect the entire curve here, as you can see. So the more I raise it, the more XP is going to be needed throughout the entirety of the levels. So even level 2 requires more XP. And the B acceleration, the hinge is only about here, and that means it won't affect level 2 at all. So if we raise this up, as you can see, level 98 requires more XP, but level 2 stays the exact same. And we bring this down, then we can make it so to get to 98 requires almost the exact same amount of XP as getting to level 80. So as you can see, this, you know, it's very handy. So you can make it so some classes, it becomes easier for them to level. So the higher the level they are, the easier it gets for them. But at the start, it's really hard for them to level up. So if we put this all the way up like that, and then that down like that, you know, as you can see, it'll start to become easier for them to level up. And so yes, that is how the EXP curve works. And down here we have parameters. Now the parameters, as you can see by the names here, is your stats. So your character's health and attack and defense. So as you can see, how do we set these? Now there's these quick settings here, and you can use these, but you don't really have any control over them at all. They're just a randomized quick setting, and each one of these A, B, C, D, and E have a different formula for how they get randomized. But you can do it a different way. Now you could go through each level and change the value yourself, as you can see, and then level 2 I could go, you know, I could change it as much as I want myself, or we can go to this generate curve here, and this allows us to set a value for level 1, so let's say a value of 50, and a value for level 99. So let's say 500. And then we hit OK. It automatically generates that curve for us. Let's put that up to 5,000 to get a little bit of a bigger curve. And so you can see that automatically generates a linear curve for us, so just a straight curve. Then down here we can change the growth type. So right now it's on a linear, and if we change this here, we will see something here. So you can see it becomes a kind of a circle thing. So at the higher levels, we'll be getting less of an increase of HP, but the lower levels, we're getting more of an increase. And if we generate the curve again and go slow, it'll be the opposite. At the lower levels, we get less of an increase, and the higher levels, more of an increase. So that's how those curves work there. And you can do all these curves for all these different things. So attack, defense, and attack is literally how much attack power you'll have without any weapons or anything. Because remember, weapons and armor can add to your defense and attack and all that. And so yes, so what all these things are is max HP is obviously health, max MP is your magic points, max the attack is your attack power, so how much damage you'll do. Defense is how much damage you'll block. Magic attack is how much things like fireballs and all that will do. Magic defense is the defense against fireballs, so you take less damage against fireballs. That's just an example, of course. It doesn't have to be fireballs, but agility is your chance to. It adds into a bunch of different equations, but the gist of it is the agility is how fast you will attack. So the more agility, the faster you'll attack, and the faster you attack means if your attack speed's faster than your enemies, you will attack first. Whereas if theirs is faster than yours, they will attack first. And luck affects things like the states and all that. A state has, like, say, poison might only have a 10% chance of being applied when you use a skill, and luck makes it so you're more lucky and that can occur. You're more likely to put poison onto a character. Then down here we've got the skills to learn. Now what this is think of like Pokemon, where you level up your Pokemon, and at certain levels it learns a new skill. So for instance, Charmander learns, I don't know the exact skills, but Charmander at level 1 has tackle, then it gets fireball or whatever at level 5 or whatever. So you can set that through here. So you can go at level 1, we learn this skill, attack. So when we first start out, we have that skill already. Maybe at level 5 or 4, we learn the heal skill. And so now, as soon as we hit level 4, we'll automatically learn that skill for this class. And so yeah, that's very awesome stuff. So you can set up all different kind of level learning skills here. Now you don't have to learn skills for that. You can make it so characters have to buy skills or find skills or get rewarded skills and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you can do a combination of both if you wanted to. And so yes, then over here we have our traits. Now I'm not going to be going over everything in here, but there is something I want to mention real quick, and that is the skills and equipment. Now in here we have add skill type, and right now we have magic and special, and these are defined in the types tab. And so right now the only kind of skills that characters can use are either a magic skill or a special skill. But you can have skills for, like, just say range skills, so then like shooting an arrow or something. And if that range skill isn't in here, then this class can't access those skills and use them. They can only use skills that they have access to. This class has access to magic, and so it can use any skills that are classed as magic. But if we wanted it to be able to use any skills classed as range, then we'd have to first of all create that skill type, but then we'll have to add it to the list of usability. Then you can also add skills like that there, so they automatically have them when you first start the game. But I wouldn't recommend doing that through this option. I'll just do that in there and set it as level 1. Then seal skill. This means that this class can't use a skill. So even though we can use magic, maybe there's a special magic skill that we don't want this class to be able to use. Maybe only one class can use it because it's a very special magic skill. So we can seal that so then they can never use it, even though that skill is of the type magic. Then we can also seal skill types, so then they can't use, say, special skills. But if you don't want them to be able to use a skill type, then you just don't include it in the list. Yeah, simple as that. Then we have the equipment here, and this determines what kind of equipment this class can use. Equip weapon means, let's just say we were to choose bow. That means this class can now use any weapon classed as a bow. And we can choose different weapon types by going into here and go weapon types, and we can add, like I said, up to 2,000 of any of these. So you can have up to 2,000 weapon types. Then the weapons, you can choose the type here. I'll be going over that more in the future. And yes, it's the same for the armor. So you can just say, since this is a ranger class, we'll say so he can use light armor. So now he can equip light armor. Then we can lock equipment and seal equipment. And then there's slot type here. Now this is a special one. If we have slot type normal, that means this class can only equip one weapon and one shield. If we have slot type dual wield, that means this class can no longer equip a shield, but can equip 2 weapons at once. And there's no either or. It can only select, if you have dual wield selected, then it can only dual wield. It can't have a shield at all. And so then you can create things like an assassin where they have 2 daggers or whatever. And so yes, this other stuff we'll be going over in the next episode on traits. So that is all I wanted to say in this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you've learnt something. And see you guys in the next one.